Right guys, welcome to Monday night's Late Night Agenda. I'm your host Craig and it is the day after the Merseyside derby. I've finally calmed down a little bit. I've had a chance to process my thoughts. I'm still so happy after yesterday's game. But you know what, we've another game coming up on Wednesday, so no time to gloat, no time to just sit back and relax. The Reds have to get their asses in gear and get ready for the trip to Burnley on Wednesday evening. Another massive game for the Reds and one that they have to win. At this point of the season, the way Manchester City are after setting off, 3 points is a must. I'm sure we can go and do it. There's a lot more news to come as well. As you can see from the title of tonight's stream, there's a little bit about my man crush, Christian Pulisic, the guy you've heard me banging on about for months now. I'm going to go straight into the chat and see how everybody's feeling. Again, thank you to everyone for joining us. If it's your first time, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And of course, if you're a regular, please don't forget to drop a like on the stream. Scotty, how are you? Tom, Christopher, Wool Wizard, Robbie, Paul, Ken Zood, Stephen Richards. How the hell are we all? I hope you've all come down after yesterday. I hope you all enjoyed that derby. We can't just relax though. We can't get there. There's so much for us to get through. Oh my god, there's so much for us to get through already. Carl is in. How are you, sir? How are you, Rasher? What's the story, horse? I fucking love the Irishness of that, mate. Well in. Wolves in the FA Cup as well, said Tom. That's probably a good place to start here. So what do you guys make of that? We've a lot of stuff to get through. A really packed agenda for tonight's show. But we might as well start with what Thomas said there. Wolves in the FA Cup away from home. It's not going to be a really easy game. But I want to know what you think of the draw. What type of team you'd like to see. Now, I'm not looking for a team selection. But really what I want to know here, guys, is are you looking for a strong side to go out in that competition? Or would you like to see some other players given a chance? I'm thinking Origi. I'm thinking Klein. Possibly Nathaniel Phillips, a couple of Curtis Jones, a few other players I can think of. You're doing a watch along for Wednesday? I am indeed, Scotty, mate. I'll have to find a way of watching the game because it's not on TV here in Ireland or the UK. So I'll have to find some way of being able to watch it, but I will be doing a watch along. Absolutely. Firmino needs to play in his more natural position. We'll get to that. But on this one, on BT. On BT, Jeremy talking about fucking BT. BT in the head already. Hey mate, love your channel, said Erdem. Thank you very much, mate. That's so kind of you to say. And welcome. Great to have you in the chat. It's always a pleasure to say hello to new people. But on the FA Cup draw, guys, Wolves, the chat's moving quick tonight. People are obviously excited about what's going on around the club and yesterday's performance. But on Wolves, let's just stay on this one for a minute or two. What do you think? Is it a good draw? Were you expecting something easier? I was asked a question yesterday by one of you guys, who do I want? And I said I wanted as easy a draw as possible. That hasn't really worked out. Now look, Wolves isn't the worst draw we could have got, but it's a very tough game. Wolves at Molineux, depending on what type of team they put out, could be a very tricky game. We know that they've got a lot of talent at the club. A lot of you guys, I'm sure, really like Ruben Neves, and I've actually heard a lot of you say that you'd like to have him in the team. So let me know, what do you think? I'm not worried, but it would be nice for a cup run. If nothing else, just to give a few other players a chance to get a few minutes in. That's 2 seasons on the trot. We played Wolves in the FA Cup, said Paul. Good evening, Craig. Do you mind if I get a mod? Tom, you're going to get me in awful trouble, buddy. I've had to put a pause on the mods for a while because there's been a few issues with them, and if Connor sees me lashing out another one, mate, he'll go ballistic. You don't know him. He seems like a nice young man, but he's a psychopath. I swear to God. Now, in all seriousness, Paul, we're trying to just cut down on it for the time being, buddy. Tom, excuse me. Trying to cut down on it for the time being, but fuck it, we won the derby yesterday. What's one more? What's one more, Tom? Fuck it. There you go, pal. Now, don't say I never did anything for you. Looking forward to the show, said Mike. Thank you, Mike. Wolves should be an easy game, but if they press and Salah and Mane, they're very blunt in attack. I don't know what to expect from Wolves. They're a little bit hit and miss, aren't they? Sometimes you see them like against Manchester City. Was it City or Chelsea that they played? It was against Manchester City. They played really well. They put it up to Manchester City. They didn't give them a chance to settle, and they gave them some trouble. But then I've seen them play other games where they've been blunt, they've been dull, they've tried hard, but they haven't had much quality. So we should be able to go there and win, but I suppose it will depend on what type of a team Klopp puts out. I've no more adult diapers, said Lars. Damn Liverpool. I'm still hot today. Yeah, so on Wolves in the FA Cup, chance to rest a few, said Stephen Richards. What else have we got? I'm trying to skip through all the other comments just to get to the Wolves ones, and then we'll move back through. Because as I said, there's so many things people want to chat about. There's the Ballon d'Or. There's the whole Christian Pulisic thing that you've seen in the stream title tonight. There's the thing about Klopp getting fined. There's so many things for us to get through. I think they drew against City, said Carl. I think you're right, mate. I think they did draw against City. Pulisic is so overrated. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, right. So it seems that there's not much love for the FA Cup. And you know what? Fuck it. We'll talk about the FA Cup further down the line. What do you guys want to chat about? Let me see. What's the most put in thing? Right, let's have a chat about the Ballon d'Or, since that was pretty recent. So as you all probably know, Modric won the Ballon d'Or, Cristiano Ronaldo second, and Antoine Griezmann, for some fucking reason, unbeknownst to me, finished third. I don't know how he got in the top three, but anyway, Antoine Griezmann third, Cristiano Ronaldo second, Modric first. What do you guys think? Good thing, bad thing? It's a really tough one, because I can understand why Modric got it, and I think Modric is an excellent player who's had a really good year, and if nothing else, although this probably shouldn't be the case, it could be a reward for such a good career. Now, how was Messi fifth? I see Roberto ask. I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. It's strange. I mean, there's a few stats after being sent my way since the awards came out that I just don't understand how some of the players are there. I don't understand for the life of me how you can put Antoine Griezmann ahead of Lionel Messi. How can you do that? Just how? Even taking last season in its own case. How? It's ridiculous. Now, Modric first, Ronaldo second, whatever. If you don't think Modric is a good winner, that's up to you. I think he's a deserving winner. Salah sixth again. I probably think he should have been. Why wasn't he ahead of Griezmann, for example? How did Antoine Griezmann have a better season last year than Mohamed Salah? Can somebody explain that one to me? I don't know. It's ridiculous. But these are voted for by, I think, is it by journalists, by coaches, and by captains? There's so many fucking awards. I can't remember who votes for who. I think this one is journalists, or international captains and managers, I think, or is it club captains and managers? I don't fucking know. How was Hazard above Kevin De Bruyne? Said in the real fic here. I don't know, mate. These awards, they baffle me. They really do. Modric deserved it more than Ronaldo, said Crosby Red. Look, I've no problems with Luka Modric winning that award. I think Luka Modric is an excellent footballer, a very good ambassador for the sport, had a fantastic season last year. Will park his tax issues up, because he's not the only one to have those issues. I'm sorry, but if Salah wins the Puskás Award for not even his best goal, you know there's a problem with UEFA. The Puskás Award, Liam, was voted for by fans. So that's how Salah won that award. It was put to a public vote. Now, UEFA picked a goal that, as you said, wasn't one of his best awards. Or FIFA. I can't remember whose award it was. Was it FIFA or UEFA? Anyway, they picked a goal that wasn't his best one. Absolutely not. Not even in his top three, probably. But at the end of the day, that award was voted for by fans. So it was fans that had the say in that one. Brian Morrissey said, Ballon d'Or, couldn't give a bollocks. No time for individual awards and team sports. Modric is the first human to win it after Ronaldo and Messi. Evening Craig got a late notification on YouTube. At least you got a notification, the Revenite. Some people aren't getting our notifications. Good news to a degree. Connor kind of got in contact with somebody today from YouTube. On Twitter, funnily enough. So I'm hoping that Connor's going to manage to start the process now of explaining our situation to YouTube. And fingers crossed we can get it sorted out. But it was mad when Connor sent me the screenshot of his message. I was shocked that he actually managed to get a reaction or somebody to reply to him. So yeah, fingers crossed we can get that one sorted. Who gives a shit about these awards? Said Dirty Girl. UEFA can't be taken seriously anyway, so fuck them. VAR introduced to round of 16. Bye bye Madrid, said Roberto Beswick. Liverpool legend thinks it should have been Modric, Messi, Ronaldo, De Bruyne, Salah, Mbappe. Look, I couldn't really argue. I could be a little bit pedantic and move them around a few small places, but at the end of the day, mate, yeah, you probably have the top six there, in my opinion, in whatever order you fancy yourself. Salah should have been fourth and Griezmann fifth, because we all know the Egyptian king had an astonishing season, said Callum. Mate, he was a fucking world beater last year. Smashing records, banging in goals left, right and centre. Absolutely phenomenal. And to finish behind Antoine Griezmann, who Won a World Cup with France. Bar his penalties, I can't even remember how many he scored. Was it 2 from play maybe? He won the Europa League with Atletico Madrid, so there is that. But come on, Mo Salah. Fucking Mo Salah should have been ahead of Antoine Griezmann, in my humble opinion. I've no problems with the first two. I'd say Cristiano Ronaldo fans might be a bit disappointed, and I can absolutely understand why Lionel Messi fans are scratching their heads. I can completely understand that as well. How are you today? Said Dylan. I'm excellent, thank you, mate. Really, really good. Origi should be in the first, then Bogdan and Karius in third, said the child who lives in a bin. I don't quite think we're going to get that result, mate. Origi's nailed on for next year, though, clearly. Craig, can I talk to you about something? Said Scotty. Mate, work away. If you want to do it on here, work away. But if you want to do it on privately, again, hit me up on Twitter or something, mate. Happy to help or talk if I can. Only thing I care about is the motherfucking red, said Stephen. There you go. There you go. I love it. Love it. Guys, I want to just take a second to talk about Origi and his goal yesterday. Now, his goal is straightforward enough. Congratulations to him on that. A wonderful goal. But what I want to talk about is, and I think I mentioned it on the stream last night, Divock Origi deserved that goal because Divock Origi followed that ball. When he seen that ball being mishit by Virgil van Dijk, he followed it. He ran in, he kept an eye on it, he put Jordan Pickford under pressure, and when Jordan Pickford made his fuck up, he was there to clean up the scraps. Now, I said last night, Sturridge was in a similar position in the box, but it was Origi's instincts. He took a chance. Could be 1 in 1,000, but he took a chance and it paid off for him. So to any kids that were watching yesterday or watching that game, that's why, if you're a striker and you're a young lad, you follow it in. You always follow in on the goalkeeper. He might spill something, 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000. He might fuck up, but you have to do it. So that was a great example to any kid watching that game yesterday. 1, never give up. And 2, if you're a striker, follow it in on top of the keeper. You can put him under pressure, you can distract him. There's so many reasons for doing it. And well done to Divock Origi. Well done to him for following that in. He absolutely deserves it. Christopher, I didn't unfollow you on Twitter, mate. I switched accounts. So what used to happen was I was using the older account and I switched it over to the Anfield Agenda one. But I will follow you back, mate. I'll do it right now. Don't you worry about that. You did nothing to me, pal. Nothing. And I've no reason to not follow you back. So bear with me 2 seconds. I know you tweeted me a bit ago, so I'm just going to find that real quickly if I can. Actually, you know what? I'll just search for you. That'll make it easier. I'm sure this. There you go. Done, pal. Done. It was just because I switched accounts and it probably wasn't followed on the other one, but it's fixed there now. Raggy should have gotten the Ballon d'Or, said Stephen. That's why you know it's rigged, mate. I mean, come on. Clavan should have got it. He absolutely should have got it. Wasn't Yerry Mina doing his best impression yesterday of Ragnar Klavan with his fucking Cruyff turns and his back heels? Divock just followed his big nose. And now, Rod, be nice. Play nice, mate. So on that one, what were we talking about? What have we decided to go with? We've gone through the Ballon d'Or. The next thing I'll pose, looking at your comments, Klopp. So Klopp being charged. I think that's something a lot of you put into the chat there. I've got to be honest about this. I don't give a fuck that Klopp was charged. I don't have any bitterness for the fact that Pep Guardiola wasn't charged. I don't really care. All I care about is that I seen my manager celebrating. I seen my manager feeling like we all felt and expressing the relief, the joy, the passion that every single person in that stand felt. That was a red, obviously. And I see my manager run onto the field and bump chest with the goalkeeper and celebrate, and it meant as much to him as it meant to us. Now, if that ends up in him getting a fine, so be it. I don't care about Pep Guardiola. What's the point in being bitter about it? Let them not punish Guardiola. Fuck them. Honest to God, I don't care. Let them worry about it. Did you see the Everton fans on Twitter? They actually started a petition. A fucking petition. To get 1,000 votes. Or 1,000 people signed the petition to get Jurgen Klopp charged. Now, come on. If that's not bitter. Then you heard them on Radio 5 yesterday. Fuck. Ringing in, complaining about it. We heard Danny Mills giving his fucking 2 cents about it. Not just on Radio 5, on Sky as well. Who gives a fuck? He ran on the pitch, he'll get a fine, he'll pay it. Case closed. Do you know what? If he didn't run on the pitch, if he didn't fucking celebrate, I'd be a lot more concerned. So let them all have their little moment. Let the Manchester City fans who are fucking hypocrites have their moment, because there's so many images of Pep jumping on the field, running around, but yet they want their manager charged. But I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he gets charged. Fuck Guardiola, fuck the Everton fans, fuck the bidders, fuck the FA. I love our manager. I know you guys do as well, and that's what we wanted to see. So if Kloppo gets a fine, he's well able to pay it. And I love him. I absolutely love the lad, and I wouldn't have wanted him to do anything else. And I know you guys wouldn't as well. So I want to hear your thoughts on the fine. I want to know if you think it was too harsh. I want to know if it's something that's really pissed you guys off. The whole thing is Messi versus Ronaldo went off for too long. Klopp is always going to be charged. Brian, I absolutely agree with that. We knew it was going to happen. Fine, get paid to charity and move on. No story. Everybody loves Klopp for what he did. Loved Klopp's run. He celebrated like we all would. FA can fuck off. Said Crosby red. Exactly what I was hoping to see, guys. I'm just running through. There's a few more things as well that I want to go through on this one. So it wasn't just that they weren't happy that Klopp ran on the field. Opposition fans, up and down the country, were up in arms. It appears that non-Liverpool fans watching Sky Sports coverage of the game yesterday weren't happy with the biased commentary. Now, here's the fucking funny line. The biased commentary of the game provided by Martin Tyler and Jamie Carragher. Now, look, you'd expect Carragher to be biased, but the Martin Tyler line really made me fucking laugh. Fans of Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United and Everton took to Twitter to outline their displeasure at what was stated as biased commentary during the match. Now, look, was it biased by Carragher? I'd absolutely fucking hope so. I really would. Same way it would be biased by Gary Neville if it was United on there. I'd like to say Manchester City, but they have no fucking legends, so how could there be any of their legends on the channel? Was it biased? I don't know. Everybody knows Martin Tyler is never fucking biased towards Liverpool. Now, if opposition fans took to Twitter to bitch and moan about it, what does that let us know? That lets us know that they're fucking worried about Liverpool. They're absolutely worried about where this club is. They're all bitter as fuck. It's beautiful. Long may this continue. This type of stuff makes some fans angry, but it makes me happy. Because it's letting us know that we are a force. These people are worried. And they're being petulant. And they're throwing their dummies out. Spitting their dummies out, throwing their toys out of the pram. And jumping up and down looking for attention. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Love it. On this though, this is what annoys me. I watch so much football on television, and I've often spoke to people in America, and some of the commentary that you guys have to put up with over there, or the punditry from ex-pros in England, that the really shitty ex-pros in England, some of them, is terrible. Now, how many times have we watched games where we've had to listen to Michael Owen's dull fucking voice, or we've had to listen to some boring ass commentary? We want a bit of life in our commentary. We want a bit of celebration. We want a bit of fun. It's ridiculous. I don't give a fuck if they think it was biased. Jesus Christ. It was a winner in the derby in the 96th minute or 95th minute or whatever the fuck it was. Connor said, Man United fans complaining about bias from Sky. Ironic. But as I said, take this as a compliment. Don't take this as an insult. If we weren't a problem to these guys, if we weren't a massive force in the league, they wouldn't be moaning about us. If this had happened with Wolves, nobody give a fuck. Nobody would give a fuck. The Aguero commentary, for instance, when Martin Tyler scored that. Now, I know that was to win the league. I know that was a much bigger scenario. But what the fuck do they expect? Do they expect the people commenting on the games to be dull and to say nothing and to show no emotion? Then they're going to be on saying, get these fucking idiots off our television. Who the hell are these guys? God almighty, they're dull. You just can't win. But as I said, guys, take it as an insult, or not as an insult, take it as a compliment, excuse me, that these people are just bitching and whinging. It's great. Makes me smile. I mean, so far today, I've gone through Twitter, and that celebration video yesterday, I've read through the comments on it, and it's fucking brilliant. I've been called a nonce, I've been called a virgin, I've been called fucking everything under the sun by opposition fans, and it made me smile. Liverpool fans, I've got some lovely comments from. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I haven't had many comments slagging me off from Liverpool fans, but the ones that have, the ones that have tried to troll me, they've been opposition fans, and that just makes me laugh, because these fucking idiots are worried. And if they have to go on to moan about some guy celebrating, then fuck them. Honest to God. The video, by the way, has had, I think the last I checked, 65,000 views or something on Twitter, which is brilliant. So thank you to everybody that shared the video on there. It's gone really well on there, so thank you for that one. But as I said, just take it as a compliment, guys. If this was Liverpool 5 years ago, this wouldn't be such a big deal. I actually thought Carragher was more complimentary to the Blues than I would have liked, said Crosby Red. United stand extra time. Evening all, so is Craig going to come on United versus Liverpool on the United stand preview then? Message me on Twitter and we'll talk about it. If this is the... I don't even know if that's the real account. If that is the right account, message me on Twitter. We'll talk about it. I watched the game with commentary and I'm sorry if that's biased and I don't even know anymore, said Roberto Beswick. I like how they complain about bias, but problem is last season against United, the ref wasn't a United fan and that's why we didn't get any penalties. Look, I don't know about the bias or not bias. It's a bit over the top. Sometimes as football fans, and I'm including myself in this, we can be hypocritical and we can be really fucking petty. We really can, but come on. United stand is the new Arsenal TV, said Blakely. I don't even know if that is the United Stands channel, mate. Do just message me on Twitter. We'll sort it out. Happy to come on. Happy to have a chat. Yeah, happy to. Sorry, I'm just reading through a few comments here. Let me just check. You said you messaged me on Twitter. Grant, give me 2 seconds to have a check. Sorry lads, I'm just trying to find this on Twitter. Can't see it yet. Oh, maybe you followed the Anfield Agenda account, was it? Yeah, sorry, can't see it at the minute, but I will get back to you if it is there. I'm happy to come on, happy to have a chat, but don't expect me to play nice, because I'm going to be honest. It's called sour grapes when there's haters everywhere, when you're doing good in a bit of the spotlight. Craig, you didn't even celebrate. What are you talking about? Some people have said, it's great for my wife to see that it's not just me. I'm not just the only fucking idiot that goes and celebrates like that. When Origi scored, Craig cheers his arse off, gets beer poured over my head. That's proper order, Ben. Proper order, getting beer thrown all over you. I'd imagine nothing less. You were at the game, pal, weren't you? I'd imagine you should have been drowned in beer yesterday. Commentators talk too much. Clive Tilsey never stops. Craig, United people can't understand you, mate. United people. A lot of people can't understand me, mate. That's okay. I'm not for everybody. PC Benjamin, how are you, sir? Great to have you in. Always great to see so many regulars come in, but it's always great to see so many new people as well. Bum Squad Wilder up the red. Did anybody see the video, the cartoon image of Wilder and Fury that's going around? There's a little video made. I think I retweeted it from my account. If you want to have a look at it, go on there. Now it's not my video. It's I can't remember the name of the account that shared the video, but I shared it directly from their account, so you should see who it is. But it's absolutely brilliant. It's so fucking funny. Where else we got? Up the Reds, love that, love that. Sorry guys, I know I'm missing so many comments today, so apologies. I do try and get through as many of them as I can. I followed you from my personal account. Hang on, there was I did see a follow there from, was it a Fitzy? Was that the one? I don't know, mate. Since that mad video's gone up, there's been quite a few follows. No, that's a Liverpool fan. Apologies, mate. I will get back to you. I just haven't had a chance to look through properly. Yeah, always great. Do you know what? I used to be somebody, mate, that would just not do anything with any other channel, any other podcast, anything like that. But I've got to learn. I've got to learn to go and say hello to people, because this is a community on here of channels. So I've got to learn to play nice at times. But you'll get my honest opinion if I come on. That's all I can say. Yeah, I'm a bit dubious that it is the real account as well, because the last time Mark came on in his United, on the real United Stand account, I've never heard of the United Stand Extra Stand, but then again, I don't really watch this. So, I would have doubts that it's a real account myself, but It is what it is. Fuck it. I don't care either way. Where else have we got? So many comments. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get through them. I can't stop watching your reaction to the Origi goal, said Shay. Thank you, mate. My wife's embarrassed as fuck about it. Fairly sure it's fake. DM me if you're legit, mate, at Connor Crosby. Well, there you go. If it's fake, it's fake. Who cares? What's this? Craig on the B-bait. They're on about blah. Gark. Me and Gark will end up sitting down together someday. Don't you worry about that. That will happen. Whether it come hell or high water, I will sit down in a room with that gentleman someday and we'll have a good ding dong. I expect he'll be able to give as good as he gets, but that will be something I'd certainly enjoy to do. 13 subs to 4.8, said G.I. Jose. So there you go. We've dropped down because that was a lot closer earlier on. So we must have lost a few subs. Guys, look, if you're watching, please do hit that subscribe button and help us reach 4,800. We've been trying to do it for a while. We're getting close. I'm just checking now to see exactly where we are on the live count. These little targets mean so much to me and Connor. I know it's only 50 here or 100 there, but everyone is a new red to the family. It says 4797 on mine, mate, so it looks like we're only 3 away. Who is the best hairline, Fabinho or Gary McAllister? Well, why are we talking about hairlines? And they're both fucking superstars anyway. I'm excited for that game now. 13 subs on that one. 4 subs, 3, said Lane. There we go. I was getting worried thinking we were going backwards. Craig, do you know if Divock Origi has dreadlocks around his schlong? I don't know, ask Ferno. Ferno, mate, can you answer that one? Love from the USA, said Kirby Power. Mate, love right back to you. Everybody knows I'm a massive fan of America. I get over there whenever I can. Hoping to emigrate over there as well at some point. Bum Squad Wilder said, just subscribe, brother. Thank you very much, sir. Great to have you in. Welcome to the Anfield Agenda family. And it is a family on here. It's a real community of Reds. Yeah, so great to have you on. I forgot to take my tablet, so bear with me 1 second. Strong bench, strong team. What are we looking at here for Wednesday, guys? I've been trying to put a team together in my head and I haven't got a fucking clue what Klopp's going to do. Now, Mane is touch and go. I think he might be injured. So if Mane is injured, for me, look, we're not touching the back five. I think everybody's probably in the same mindset there. So if we're looking towards the midfield, for me, I'd like to see Fabinho, because I thought he was awesome. I thought he was really, really good yesterday. Fabinho, Milner and Keita for me. Then push Shaqiri into Mane's position and then have Salah and Firmino. Now, I know a lot of you probably want Firmino to be dropped. No, I don't want to say dropped because that's too harsh a phrase and I give out to other people for using it. Rested, rotated, whatever you want to use. A lot of people will want Origi to play because of what he did yesterday. A lot of people will want Bob or Sturridge to play, excuse me. No problem with any of that. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and I'm not going to say that I suddenly think Divock Origi is good enough because of what he did yesterday. I'm going to stand over what I said previously and that I don't think he has a future at the club. That doesn't mean to say I don't appreciate what he did yesterday. And I was honest and I said when he came on, from his very first touch you could see he was on it. He had a great touch around the defender, spun him on the sideline and ran him down the line and got a cross in. He then had his move for the goal alright. So nothing but credit there for that. But I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say I suddenly think he's the solution. He seems, and what I can read and what I've read about him today, he seems to be fighting really hard for his place. Connor reminded me that he turned down a move in the summer to Wolves to stay at Liverpool and fight. So he's obviously got a good head on his shoulders. His interview after the game yesterday was tremendous. Said all the right things. And he's only 23, as Ferno pointed out as well. So Divock Origi still has a future in the game. 18 months or so left on his Liverpool contract. Let's see what happens. But I want to know, what would you guys like to see against Burnley? If you've any changes to the back five, please do let me know. But other than that, we'll go from the midfield forward and tell me who you think. Nabil said, Alisson, Gomez, Lovren, VVD, Moreno, Robbo may be out. Fabinho, Keita, Milner, Shaqiri, Origi, Salah. So you're going with Origi, rewarding him for yesterday's performance. Origi scores now, Markovic will, said Cart. Bear with me, as I said, I have to take my tablets 2 seconds. Thank you. Apologies. Will Robbo be fit? He has a dead leg. I'm not sure, Anthony, mate. I'm not sure. If he isn't fit, is it Moreno? I can't really think of anybody else. Was Hendo's a 1-game ban? I believe so, Robbie. I think he is available for this one. Roberto, mate, always a pleasure. Talk to you soon. Thank you for joining us. The Revenites going Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fabinho, Keita, Gini, Shaqiri, Mane and Sturridge. Just quickly going back through that, mate. Oh, Fabinho, Keita, Gini. I think maybe we'll see Gini get a rest. That's the only thing I'm thinking, because he played a lot of football. And Milner got a proper break. He didn't play at all yesterday, so that dead leg for Robbo, yeah, that could be a worry. We're probably getting Burnley at a good time, but I'm always nervous playing anybody under the lights, because I always feel that any team under the lights up their game. I don't know why, I just think that they do. Realistically, at what point do we consider making VVD captain? We'll get to that in a second, Connor, because it's, it's as good a topic as any. The blue pill, Craig. I wish it was a little blue pill. Thankfully, I don't need that particular blue pill just yet. A fit Origi on the bench is a better option for me than the rest of the season than Solanke. Do you know what? That's a very fair point. At least we know Origi is proven to an extent, but the only argument I make against that is, and it could be a wrong argument, do we want to give time to somebody who may not have a future at the club, but maybe on a higher level? Or do we want to give time to somebody who, whilst not being on the same level as Origi just yet, might have a longer future at the club? For me, it's a really tough decision. What do you do? What do you do, guys? I don't know. Same with Sturridge. I suppose you have to give the best player the minutes. Is that the right thing to do in this situation? It's ethically, it's very tough for me to have this conversation and say that we should play somebody that I know is going to be on the way out. But we did it last year as well. We did it with Emre Can. We're doing it with Daniel Sturridge to an extent. He's played a few games this season. Had Wilson is better than Pulisic, said Andre. I hope he goes on to be better than him, mate, but I don't think he will. But again, we had a conversation around Pulisic or Harry Wilson as well. I mean, what the fuck's going to go on with him? He can't do much more than he is. He's trying to prove himself. He's scoring worldies. Again, another decision for Klopp. Alisson, Trent, Lovren, VVD, Gomez, Naby, Hendo, Milner, Shaqiri, Salah and Mane for Ben. I feel like people try harder against us than City, said Liverpool legend. You're not the only one. I think Klopp feels that way as well. Would you rather buy Depay, Fekir or Pulisic? This question, Kirby, is one that haunts me. You can rule Depay out of there straight away because I don't want anything to do with Memphis Depay. Don't like his attitude. Don't think he's that good. He's too hit and miss. I think Fekir would suit us better right now. If you were to drop him into the team this minute, I think Fekir is the player that would have a bigger impact. But I have to be honest and say that I love Christian Pulisic and I think he's got a massive future. But hand on heart, mate, I'd probably go with Fekir. As much as I like Pulisic, I'd probably go with Fekir. I think we could slot him in. If they were happy enough with his medical concerns, then for me, I think he'd be the more suitable player to our system. Are we playing midweek, Logan? We are, mate. We're playing on Wednesday night against Burnley away. It's impossible not to like Klopp, said Gareth. And that's coming from an Evertonian. It is, mate. He's a likeable old chap, isn't he? Who's can? Exactly. That some German fella. He used to play for us once upon a time, apparently. Fekir for Klopp's underpants as well. He's chose him in that 3. Bobby played a lot of football last year and went to the World Cup. He hasn't had a proper rest / pre-season and believe for this game that we can rest him, said Harry. Yeah, I have to say I feel for Bobby. I really do. There's no denying that he isn't himself. He's trying. He's always going to try because that's the type of character that he is. But we can't just put blinkers on and lie and say that he's playing well. He isn't. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. I hope Klopp will get him through it. Actually, what I was going to say, I hope he gets him through it quickly, but he will definitely get him through it. He's too good of a player. Now, is it fatigue, as some of you are suggesting? Should we give him 2 weeks off? Go and get a bit of sun, get a break? I don't know what the answer is, but I know Jurgen Klopp will know what the answer is, and I have every faith that the manager will do the right thing. Knowing now how Alisson is playing, disregarding potential and sell-on price, Alisson or Reina in their prime. Do you know what, mate? In their prime, I'm still saying Pepe Reina. There's just something about that guy that I just fell in love with. I absolutely adored Pepe Reina at Liverpool, and I love Alisson as well. It really is Sophie's choice. It's a tough question, but Pepe Reina for me, maybe it was just because it was I was younger and I was a bit more enthusiastic, and I was probably was I still playing at that time? No, I probably just finished up playing. He was one of my heroes, but it's a tough question. If you asked me that at the end of the year and Alisson had still progressed, I could give you a different answer. Kevla, how are you, sir? You're in work. Don't do anything dangerous, mate. Don't crash or anything. Some fans are saying we need a striker instead of Bobby. Said GI. Is it Jose or Jose? I don't know which one you want me to call you. We'll go with Jose. So we need a striker instead of Bobby so we can play in the 10. But what we need is a 10 so we can play up top. Yes, mate. Forever that. 100% agree with that. I absolutely agree with you. We need a 10 so he can play as a 9. I don't like Bobby as a 10. So I get where you're coming from, mate, and I'm absolutely on board. Can I say absolutely anymore? But I agree with you, I really do. Liam, will you stop? Don't mention that word. That word is banned on this channel. You cannot use the B word on the channel. No, and I don't agree either. He left at the wrong time. Fuck him. The club has moved on. We have Pep and Linders now. Jurgen Klopp is the brains of the outfit. I have a different view on this to a lot of people. So I don't know what else to say, Liam. I don't want to talk about him. Klopp's Underpants said, I'm as into Pulisic, who's been overshadowed by Sancho. Anthony Peters has gone for Naby, Fabinho, Hendo, Shaqiri, Mo and Bobby. Naby, Fabinho, Hendo. Shaqiri, Mo and Bobby. Yeah, that'll do a job. Hendo, non-Hendo fans, mate, their heads will fall off. I'd drop Firmino and Salah and give them a rest, but put Mane up front. I think he's injured, Tony. I think Mane's picked up an injury, so he probably won't be able to play tomorrow. Or Wednesday, excuse me, it's not tomorrow. Let's give Bobby a rest. Playing Origi will not hurt, especially if he proves himself, which I know he will, said Furno. It couldn't hurt to give him a run. I don't rate him still, if I'm being honest, but if ever there was a time to give him a run, he's going to be full of confidence now, and it probably is the time. Bobby's playing too deep. He's at his best further up, said Nathan John James. Bobby's in the wrong position, said Stephen Morris. I know Klopp says we don't need a creative mid, but when he went in for one of Fekir, not seeing him by in January, to have in summer, I think we'll get one in the summer. I don't know, James. I have a feeling we'll get a deal done in January, but we may not see the player until the summer. Who that is, I don't know. Fekir has actually Fekir and Pulisic both have contract situations that the club will need to keep an eye on. But the 70 million, and actually this, we might as well talk about Pulisic while we're talking about this position. You can see the headline of the stream tonight is that Christian Pulisic wants a move to Liverpool. Now, Chelsea have made contact with Borussia Dortmund for Christian Pulisic, and they've been told that it's £70 million. Now, the articles that I've read have also gone on to say Christian Pulisic has made it known that Liverpool is his preferred destination because he wants to hook up with Jurgen Klopp. Now, that's not to say that he won't go to Chelsea. That's not to say that if Liverpool don't agree with the price or don't show enough intent that he may not be swayed by Sarri and go to Chelsea. I'm not saying that for 1 minute. But what I'm saying is where we stand right now, it seems to be that Chelsea certainly have an interest in the player. Dortmund know they have to cash in if he won't sign a new deal. And Liverpool have always been monitoring the player, and it's no secret that Jurgen Klopp is a fan of Christian Pulisic. Now thankfully, Christian Pulisic seems to be a fan of Jurgen Klopp as well. So let's just wait and see what happens. But what I will say is 70 million is too much. It's too much for a player that's a year and a bit on his contract. A player that, whilst I rate very highly, hasn't proved himself yet. I think he will prove himself, but he hasn't done it yet. Not in 70 million. No way is he, like when you're getting Fekir for what we're getting for 45, 50 million, maybe something a bit more than that. I can't remember what it was in the summer. You're getting a player that has proved himself, who's had seasons at the top level, who has scored goals, who had set up goals. Yes, he had an injury issue, but Pulisic, if I remember correctly, has had a few injuries as well. So 70 million for me is over the top, even in this mad market. I'd like to see us get him for maybe somewhere between 35 and 45 at the most if we were to go in for him. Reina because he's Craig's long lost brother, said Connor. I wish he was, mate. I fucking really do wish he was. Pepe, hit me up. We'll go for a coffee, man. I'm nearly sure I read recently that we're right not to buy Fekir because he missed a load of matches recently with injury. I think he has been out, Carl, for a while. But I also think I read somewhere in the summer that he has to have this rest. He has to have is it a month's rest or a couple of weeks rest every 6 months or something like that because of the injury on his knee. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm sure I read it. Did you used to play pro? No, mate, not pro. I played at a really high youth level. I played at an international youth level, but no, when I got to 16, like everybody else, I started discovering girls and drink, putting on weight, and football just went to the wayside. I just wasn't good enough to make it at that level. I was a goalkeeper, so 5'10" is probably pushing it, but there are keepers at that level, but I just wasn't good enough, let's be honest. If I was good enough, I'd have made it. Imagine if Suarez, Coutinho and Sterling had stayed. Our front three would be Salah, Firmino, Mane. I love that. I love that. It really hurt me at the time when Torres left, because the thoughts of Torres and Suarez up front for Liverpool, that would have been unbelievable. AS Empire said, hey guys, did anyone see the FA Cup draw? Even I know we wiped the floor with them, but why do we keep getting these crappy draws? The only fixture I actually know of is Liverpool's. I haven't seen a single other fixture in the draw. Didn't look at it, don't care about it. Once I heard we were playing Wolves, that's all I needed to know. So was there any other big names drawn against big teams, or any other interesting games in the draw? Where am I? There we go. Reina was insane. Remember that assist for Albert Riera, volley against Villa. He was unbelievable, Cameron. He could put it on a sixpence. He the best distribution I've ever seen from a goalkeeper. He was breaking clean sheet records to beat the band as well. But Alisson Becker's only conceded 5 goals in 14 games for Liverpool. Now he hasn't had that much to do, granted, but when he has, he's generally done what he's been asked to do. So 5 goals in 14 games. That is an unbelievable performance by this defensive unit. To just concede 5 goals. I still can't get my head around how good that is. Kirby said, to be honest, I'd sell Mo if he doesn't do good next season. You? No, mate. Not at all. Mo Salah, I think, has been played in the wrong position for me at this moment in time. And I know there's other Reds who think the same. I don't know why we've shifted and pushed 2 players out of position. It's just not working for us at the minute up front. Now, Klopp obviously knows what he's doing. I'm not having a dig at Klopp. Whatever he's done to help defensively. But at the same time, we see more out of Salah when he's wide right. We see more out of Bobby when he's through the middle. Maybe it's because we didn't get that playmaker. I don't know. Craig, what rhymes with poo match? Not saying it, mate. Not saying it. Thank God Nightbot isn't here, because he'd be having a stroke right now if Nightbot was in the house. Just spoke about the Pulisic news, Nabil. I hope you heard it. If you didn't, put it in the chat, mate, and I'll go back through it a little bit later on. Play Shaqiri in the 10, Mane and Salah wide, and Bobby up top. It could be done, but do you know what? I'm going to be honest, and I've said this before. I think Shaqiri is a very good player, but I don't think he's the solution in the 10 long term. He could do a job there now, but we wanted him and we wanted Fekir in the summer. It wasn't the fact that we got him after not getting Fekir. They were supposed to both come in. So for me, that would have been brilliant. That would have given Klopp options. But we still need that player. And I don't want to disrespect Shaqiri, because I think he's been very good since he's come in. But long term, I don't think he's going to maintain a level that's going to be good enough for us. If there was a guarantee of signing Pulisic and either Depay or Fekir, would you sell Salah in the summer? No. No, not a hope. Nothing is getting me to sell Mo Salah. Nothing. Well, maybe Messi or something, but even he's getting on. Well, Mbappe actually. I'd sell him for Mbappe. But other than that, no. I love Mo Salah. Mo Salah will get back to his brilliant best. He's still getting through an injury. He's now getting marked out of games. You see, every time he picks up the ball, there's 2 or 3 players around him. So I think what we owe Mo Salah is more support. And I don't mean from a fan base, I mean on the field. We need more players getting up with him. We need him to be less isolated. We need runners coming from midfield. But then, does that leave holes, like we did last season, for teams to counter-attack us? I don't know, but we've got Fabinho now. That beautiful big octopus who has legs that can just seem to stretch forever and just win balls back left, right and centre. So I think we're not doing Salah any favours with the system that we're playing. And we're not doing Bobby any favours, as we spoke about earlier on. That's not to say that if we put Bobby back up in the 9 tomorrow, he still wouldn't be struggling for form. But it would give us a better chance to get him back to form. And what do you guys think? Where do you want to see Salah playing? Are you happy to have him on the right? Now we shifted Sadio Mane, don't forget, to put Mo Salah on the right, because that was Sadio Mane's preferred position the season before. So we had to accommodate Mo. We pushed Sadio out to the left, and now the whole team seems a little bit disjointed up front. But this is just nitpicking. I mean, we're saying this from a very good position. We're in a great spot in the league. The Champions League has been a bit hit and miss, and there's no two ways about that. But it's still in our own hands. V8, how are you, sir? Great to have you back in. Just play Mane on the left. We've done that one. Did I? No, play Mane on the left, Shaqiri in the middle, Salah on the right, and Firmino as our striker, like we should do. Boy, is it Aur? I can never pronounce that name. I don't know how to pronounce it, Eric. ASAP. Has he not just signed a new 5-year deal with Lyon? I'm sure he signed a new deal. I could be wrong though, but I'm sure I've seen somewhere he signed a deal. Evening Reds, just in from work. Is it true the guy wants to play for us? Yes, David, it is true. He has let it be known that although Chelsea are interested, his preferred destination is Liverpool. Now that's not to say he's coming to Liverpool, and it's not to say he won't end up at Chelsea. I'm just saying if both clubs stuck 70 million quid on the table and it was accepted by Borussia Dortmund in the morning, he'd be coming to Liverpool. That's his favourite destination. He's let that be known. It's in numerous papers as well. He said it to his teammates. It's just the history, I think, between him and Klopp. I think we all like to hook up with Jurgen Klopp, said Connor. I'm asking, can you adopt me, mate? That's how much I love Jurgen Klopp. I look around my family now and go, you're not Klopp. You're not Klopp. No, Klopp's my house. Controversial, but I take back Iago Aspas as a backup striker. Not for me, Liam. I just think he fits into that Spanish league so well, and he's doing very well back at Celta Vigo. He just didn't seem to fit in the Premier League. I don't know why, mate. Just sometimes players don't settle. So I'm not saying he's not a good player, but I'll never forgive that fucking corner either. That's petty. That's me being really petty. But I'd leave him where he is because he's back at Celta Vigo. He's doing pretty decent over there. Just, I don't think he's the right player for the league. But look, that's just my opinion. I am usually wrong on most things, so. Love to get Pulisic, said David Carroll, but not for 70 million. I'm with you, pal. I think it's way, way over the top. Pulisic would put Klopp over the rich kids. Of course. Why would he want to go to Chelsea and just listen to those fucking idiots not sing songs about him every week? Nah. I've yet to believe that any player in the history of football has actually wanted to go to Chelsea. Looked at them and went, oh yeah, always dreamt about playing for Chelsea. Always dreamt about listening to those fans not sing about me. GSG wants Puli. There you go. GSG wants Puli. FSG, you mean. Pulisic would be a dream for FSG from a marketing perspective. We spoke about this numerous times. They would absolutely, they'd cash in on him big time from a marketing perspective. The FA Cup draw in the game yesterday, Louise. Oh, is this what we've spoken about? Yeah, the FA Cup draw, the game yesterday, the fine that Jurgen Klopp seems to be facing, the fact that Everton fans actually started a fucking petition to try and get him punished. We've spoken about the fact that opposition fans were claiming that Sky's commentary of the game was completely biased. A few things like that. I think I might have missed out on one or two things. Louis thinks Sadio Mane left wing, centre forward Firmino, right wing Mo Salah. That's exactly what I think as well. Exactly what I think. But I'm not Jurgen Klopp. You're not Jurgen Klopp. There's only one man that can make that call. Ara was watching the game yesterday. He put it on his Instagram story, said Louis. Interesting. I love how Liverpool fans are like fucking private investigators. Nothing gets past their fans, and I mean nothing. Did you see some of the the little gifs and the little videos around the goal yesterday. I mean, some of them are brilliant. There's the Titanic music, of course, which you'd expect. You have to have that. But there was it the speech from American Beauty or something like that that was put over it as well, and it's just brilliant. Liverpool fans are mad. I still think the groundwork for Pulisic was done on the USA Summer Tour, said Anthony. Yeah, you're not the only one, mate. There's a lot of people that think that as well. And I've been talking about Christian Pulisic coming to Liverpool for quite a long time. I know Neil Atkinson of the Anfield Wrap also thought that Liverpool were going to be in for Pulisic. Now this has gone back the last window. He was adamant that we might see Liverpool go for Pulisic. So I think maybe he was thinking similarly to you, that the groundwork could have been done in the summer. And he doesn't really talk too much, and I respect him. And I just think there's something there. I think Aspas was homesick, said Cameron. We should sign Messi and Dembele. I mean, they're so underrated. We might get them cheap. How old is Messi now? Is he 31 or something like that? Pulisic is a mank, so we can go there. Do you care about stuff like that, mate? Honestly. Carragher was an Evertonian. Michael Owen was an Evertonian. McManaman was an Evertonian. There's a few more as well. Who cares? Once they put on that red shirt, they'll fall in love with Liverpool. They'll fall in love with the crowd. And that's all that matters to me, buddy. Rabiot's agent, i.e. his mother, is wanting his wages bumped up to 350 grand a week from 60 grand a week. Just 290,000 extra. Nothing unusual there. Well, I know one thing. Liverpool won't give Rabiot 350 grand a week. They won't be breaking... I won't say we have a wage structure, but nobody at our club is getting 350 grand a week. And if you're going to give it to somebody, they're going to have to be a little bit better than Adrian Rabiot, as good as he is. I just don't see that. I'd rather see Liverpool try and give him X amount of million up front to just say to the players, well, look, he's only getting this amount a week, because agents will be all over that. If Rabiot came in at 350 grand a week, Mane's agent, Firmino's agent, Salah's agent, they're all going to be saying, hang on a minute, our players did the job for you last year, got you to a Champions League final, have you top of the, well, not top of the league, second in the league, record amount of points, and you're giving this guy 350 grand a week. Danny Mills said Klopp's actions were an arrestable offence. Danny Mills can fucking ask my arse. Absolute fucking gobshite. He's such a miserable fucker. He was a thug on a football pitch. He was a shy footballer. He's going around just trying to make a name for himself. Fuck Danny Mills. Nobody cares what he has to say. Were Klopp's actions technically against the rules? Yes. Will Klopp be punished? Probably yes. It seems like he will be. But Danny Mills said yesterday, he compared Jurgen Klopp running on that field to a fan getting out of the stands and running onto the field, and said it could have endangered players. I think he said, no, hang on. He said it could have endangered something. I'm not sure if it was players or where exactly he went with it. So I don't want to say something that I can't back up. But he said it could have endangered, maybe it was the crowd or something, I don't know. But he tried to compare Klopp running onto the field to a fan coming out of the stands. Nah, sorry. And it was so good to see so many people disagree with him. And the 5 Live post about it. I've seen John Arnorisa disagreeing with him. I've seen Jake Humphries from BT disagreeing with him. And a few other people as well that said it was just passion. Whether it's right or wrong, it was passion. It was genuine. When Jose ran up that touchline at Old Trafford when Porto scored, that wasn't genuine. That was Jose trying to make a name for himself. There's a difference. Klopp's was genuine. Ben, talk to you soon, mate. Remember the Van Dijk transfer? People were tracking his plane. They really were. And the Mercedes. Don't forget the Mercedes. That's vitally important here. That silver Mercedes van was being tracked everywhere. That silver Mercedes van had its own account on Twitter, actually. Craig, thanks for making me laugh. Had a tremendously stressful day. Chit with the ex, top man. Remember, this is Mr. RJC. I didn't know that. Now I remember. Thank you. Now I will remember, because I was wondering. But thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry to hear you had a shit day, mate, but happy to hear that we've made you smile a little bit. This is what we're here for. That's why we keep saying this is a family channel. This is a community. Well, we say family channel. I don't mean fucking PG. That definitely isn't a PG channel. But you're welcome, mate, and thank you for coming in again. We were the most hated team in the world. The agenda against us is mad, said Louis. If Rabiot had 350 grand at Liverpool, what would Markovic say about that? He'd probably ask for 2 million a week, which is fair because he's so humble. Such a dangerous thing to do. Klopp definitely the type to headbutt a few blue shites on the way to Alisson. The chest bump was just, it was weird. I slagged off PSG for doing the very same thing. But that was for fucking defending a corner or something different like that. Klopp just, you could see it in him. The churning of his fucking jaw. He was just full of adrenaline. And he was quick enough to apologise after. He apologised to Marco Silva. He apologised in his interview after the game. And I'm sure he'll accept his punishment. David Beckham commented on Sky Sports' Instagram post about Klopp's ban, saying that it's a disgrace and Klopp was just being passionate. There you go, Logan. I think many, if you were to take the bias out of this, and if we were to look at this and say it wasn't a United manager, it wasn't a Liverpool manager, it wasn't any of the top six, and we seen, let's say, I won't say Neil Warnock because there's no way he's doing that run, but we seen the Wolves manager, we seen Nuno making that run onto the pitch. Do you think we'd be seeing this today in the media? Do you think we'd be going through all of this? Do you think people would be starting fucking petitions to get a ban? Do you think it would be such a big deal? No, of course it won't. It's because it's Liverpool. It's because it's Klopp. And it would have been the same if it had been other managers. But we did see an example of Pep on the field. And I don't want to go back to this because I don't care about it. I don't think he should have been banned. I don't think Klopp should be fined. But that's just my thoughts on it. Opposition fans are just a little bit bitter about it. Well, the bitters, we know why they're bitter. But opposition fans, they're worried. And let them be worried. Clara almost lost his voice. I love the way he just said, "Look at Jurgen Klopp! Look at Jurgen Klopp!" I'd rather give Fekir that money than Rabiot, just like I would give 70 million to Lyon than Dortmund for Pulisic. Did Danny Mills not say he would love to smash Klopp's face? I seen it on Facebook. Fuck Danny Mills, would you shut up? How dare he say he'd like to smash Klopp's face in? Fuck you. If he said that, extra fuck you was for Danny Mills. Gobshite. If it had been the other way round, I'd fully understand Marco Silva running onto the pitch. It's just passion, said Connor. And that was, to be fair to the guy on 5 Live, that was the question he was asking the Everton fan when she rang in. Would you not feel that if it was Marco Silva, he'd have reacted the same? Or if Marco Silva had have run on after an Everton winner, would you still be saying the same thing? Now, of course, she lied to her fucking teeth and said, "Oh yeah, I would, yeah." But our manager would have a little bit more decorum than to do that. Nobody will ever know because Everton are never going to score a winner against Liverpool. So, you know, we might as well be talking about something else. Did you see Marco Silva after the game? He said Klopp didn't apologise to him and he looked like a sour lemon. He said he didn't see it. I remember correctly. He did say he didn't remember Klopp apologised, and I heard him say that. Of course you look like a fucking sour lemon, mate. They just conceded a 96th or 95th minute goal to lose the game in the derby. I can imagine he was well fucking pissed off. And to be fair to Everton, a draw was probably a fair enough result there yesterday, which probably makes it so tough for them to take. Because if we had been banging on the door for 90 minutes and finally got through at the end, it would have been a sickener, but the fact that they were right in that game yesterday and they had their chances must make it extra tough for them, so haha, fuck you. What was Gomez doing getting into that bust up with Everton players? Alisson was great, told him to crack on and get the ball out. Yeah, it was Richarlison again. I think he threw a headbutt into Joe Gomez's chest or his arm. Now, I have to be careful using the word headbutt, because he, as I said, it was into his chest or his arm. He wasn't throwing it at his head. He wasn't trying to break his nose or anything. But it was just Richarlison being a little bit petulant, and Gomez shouldn't have got involved. He should have just walked off. And Liverpool players did the right thing to calm him down. Mark Hughes has gone for a run, said G.I. Jose. Now, do you know what? I'm fed up with this shit already with regards to these managers just getting booted out and coming back in. Booted out, coming back in. Booted out, coming back in. How many times do managers have to fucking fail at clubs before chairmen realise that they're just not good enough for jobs and don't bother bringing them in. There are so many good up-and-coming young managers throughout the leagues that should be given chances. I'm sick of these fuckers that just keep getting job after job after job after job. And we need new blood in the game. Give younger managers a chance. What harm can it do? I mean, Hughes got sacked for being shit. Bring in another young manager. If he doesn't do as good, sack him. But give them a chance. You can't keep... If you want your club to progress, you can't keep bringing in managers that just about do the bare minimum, or just about keep you up, or just about get scraped through. If you want your club to push on, you've got to be forward thinking. You've got to bring in a manager who has a plan, who has a strategy for the next 3 to 5 years, who will develop your younger players, who will bring a scouting system with him, who probably has alternative methods of training or an alternative way of looking at the game. And that's where you roll the dice and take a chance. You don't bother bringing in your fucking Alan Pardew's, your Mark Hughes, your fucking Alan Kirbishley's, or whoever the fuck else, all those other dinosaurs that have been around the game far too long, failing in club after club. David Beckham, United legend, would back a Liverpool manager. That tells you how everybody's scared of us. Carragher saying that like a excuse me, like a telltale. Get that Anderson fella from West Ham. He was excellent against us early on in the season. He tore Newcastle apart. It was a shock that he went to West Ham, if I'm being honest. Felipe Anderson was very good at Lazio, and I probably thought he would have got a better move than West Ham, with all due respect to West Ham. Little dinosaur hands, Pickford. Little T-Rex arms. God love him. Imagine if he had big people arms. Must be a sickener as well for Everton, knowing that. I don't know if you guys have seen the slowed down version of this, but if Pickford had just left that ball alone, it was clipping the back of the crossbar and going out for a goal kick. But Jordan, I don't make mistakes like Alisson, Pickford, had to try and tip it over the bar, managed to knock it onto the bar, back into play, and look, you know the rest. I bet you he wishes he hadn't have opened his fucking mouth now. I've seen a few newspaper headlines today just quoting him back from when he said he wouldn't make those mistakes. He's made 2 at least since Alisson made his, so he needs to shut his fucking mouth and just concentrate on his game. We're the only... What's this? We're the only side drawing a Premier League side. Oh, thank you, Jamal. In the FA Cup. Interesting. Thank you for that. As I said earlier on, I haven't seen the draw. I've just seen Liverpool's one and then stopped watching. Southampton fans all voting for Ari Redknapp now to keep him in the jungle and stay away from St Mary's. It's a good show. He's probably... I'd say he's definitely found a way of getting his fucking... pitching himself to Southampton. He's definitely found a way, Harry. He's fucking probably made friends with a pigeon or something over there. Danny Mills is just a city bum, no legend or anything. Absolutely. He's not far from a legend. He was a thug on the football pitch as well. That's one thing Danny Mills has to fucking realise. So he was shit on the field, he was a scumbag on the pitch, and nobody gives a shit what he has to say. He's just looking for attention. How has Sky got him on today? I don't know about that. They do this thing, you know, they bring the referee and Dermot Gallagher, whoever it is, to talk about was the right decision by the referee in the game, yes or no. Why the fuck did they bring Danny Mills in today to give his fucking 2 pence worth as well? It's just silly. Alisson should have decked all of them, said G.I. Jose. All this because people can't grow up and realise that there's a difference between what Klopp did and something genuinely wrong. Blanket bans and fines, look at what happened, nothing, move on. Brian, it's very similar to this whole removing your jersey and getting a booking thing. That is the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. Now, if you remove your jersey and you have a sponsor's logo underneath for something you're getting paid a wedge of money for, yes, by all means, fine them. But to remove your shirt in celebration and just like whip it round over your head or something, that has to change as well. The yellow card for that is ridiculous. Some Austrian guy got the Saints job. Wasn't he the manager of Leipzig? Or sorry, they're not called Leipzig anymore. Not Leipzig. Red Bull Salzburg. Was it him? Although they're not allowed to be called Red Bull anymore, are they? Because they're pretending to be 2 different clubs. Best Everton in a while. Still, Klopp's play toy, said Liverpool legend. I think I got a few more bits and pieces, guys, on my notes. Just hang on 1 sec. I just want to make sure I don't forget something. Oh yeah, there's something we didn't touch on last night. I know a lot of you have probably seen this, but some of you might not have. There will be a third European club competition with the working title Europa League 2. How fucking original. Which will be introduced from 2021. One English team will enter the playoffs of the new tournament, while Scottish sides may miss out on the Europa League places in a reshuffle. The Europa League will be halved in size to 32 teams, with an extra playoff round between the group stage and the last 16 being introduced. The new tournament will be played on Thursdays alongside the Europa League. Every country's champions will still enter the Champions League, but only teams from the top 15 ranked countries will go into the Europa League qualifiers, or group stages, or qualifiers, excuse me. That means teams from leagues below that level, which at the moment would include Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, excluding their champions, would go straight into the Europa League 2 qualifying round. The new competition and Europa League will have the same format, 8 groups of 4 teams, the winners going into the last 16. There will be a playoff before that round, and teams who finish second in the group and sides who finish third in the groups of the higher tournament. The winners of the tournament will qualify for this next season's Europa League. Whoop de fucking do. So basically it's Europa League Light that they're bringing in. They're bringing in a third version of the Europa League. They're halving the size of the Europa League and introducing another playoff round beforehand. Absolute fucking stupidity, in my opinion. Nobody wants this. Nobody needs this. The Europa League is bad enough, and it's already, I think, struggling. So why try and introduce another tournament? Overkill. I know they're trying to get more clubs involved, it seems, and give them European experience, but at the end of the day, there's already enough games going on. And English clubs in particular play a ridiculous amount of games in a season. So for this to be brought in as well, I don't know. Craig, you look a little bit like Danny Mills. Don't you dare say that to me, Paul. How dare you? Danny Mills wishes he was this good looking. Happy Christmas, Everton, says Lars. I said on Facebook today, Hughes should just retire. It's not like hasn't got any money. True. What's your thoughts on next Southampton manager? It's already been decided, as was pointed out. I think it's the guy from Salzburg, I think. I heard Rangers are top of the Scottish League. They are Kigby, but Celtic have a game in hand. Celtic played the League Cup final yesterday, and Rangers went and won 2-1 away at Hearts. So they are top of the league, but if Celtic win the game in hand, then that'll put them back top. But Stevie's doing a very good job there. Give Dwight York a chance. He's been looking for a management role for so long. Saints could bring in the gravy lover. I'd say he is only getting the bisto out, just thinking about it, doing his little Allardyce shuffle. As Gark would say, the banter league. I don't understand this. Europa League 2. Look, they'll probably rename it. But what's the Champions League 2? I don't know. LFC fan, there isn't one. But who needs this? I've yet to see anybody say it's a good idea. And that's all I can say about it. Why not have the Europa League with all the relegated teams? Interesting thought. All I understood from that was essentially a way for saying that they want more money. Yes, Robbie, that is most likely one of the underlying reasons for it, mate. If only they put so much time into cleaning up their fucking act and being less corrupt, rather than trying to line their pockets more and more and more and more. They're called RB Leipzig, not Red Bull Leipzig in Germany because of ownership name rules, so technically they're called Rasenball Sports Leipzig. The dual ownership is a different thing. Yeah, is the 49+1 rule or something in Germany, or 50+1, or one of those things, something along those lines. But look, Brian, let's call a spade here, pal. They're both very, very deeply funded by Red Bull. Neymar skipped the Ballon d'Or ceremony to stream Call of Duty. I seen that and I actually posted about it. I was saying, I wonder, does he fucking roll around the ground as much when he gets shot in that as he does when he gets a little tackle on a football pitch? Gobshy. He's never going to win the Ballon d'Or because he's nowhere near good enough. I keep saying this and people keep calling me a fucking idiot about it, but he's not going to win it because he's not good enough. Bring back the Intertoto Cup. Do you remember that? And there was the Cup Winner Cup as well. Basically, we're like the MLS. Everybody wins bar the bottom two. Mark Hughes making a mint on being sacked. It's ridiculous, isn't it? What other industry can you be so shit but keep getting rewarded and massive payoffs? I can't think of one. I don't watch much American sports. Where does it happen over there? Is it the same group of failing managers that go around the NFL or they go around the NBA? I don't know. I don't watch them, but I can't understand why it happens in football. I can't think of a single other job in life where you can be consistently shit and get massive payouts and then walk into another job. It's crazy. We could be Diet Chav Liverpool, said Stephen Richards. Of course we could. It will happen someday when we take over the world with Diet Chav. Is Red Bull Leipzig not a money club like City because they rose up the divisions? I've seen a documentary on it. They used to be a small like a local team, I think, or a really low level team in Germany. And yes, they did. They came in and pumped money into it. But I also seen a documentary about the Salzburg end of things, and they feel really hard done by now, because what's happening at Salzburg is their decent players are being pumped into Leipzig, and then Leipzig's players are being pumped on out and sold for massive profit, and everybody's winning in this whole loop except Salzburg, because they're losing their best players to Leipzig, who Leipzig are then getting all the money for them because they sell them on. Leipzig sell on their previous best players and keep bringing in these newer players from Salzburg and topping up their system. So Salzburg feel like they're really screwed over. Imagine Europa Relegation League, the final, Stoke versus Benevento. The champions in all Europe should play champions. What's this? 2 to 4 playoffs for the Europa. 5 to 6 cup winners play a new cup. Yeah, look, I agree as well that the champions should play the champions. There will be something more beautiful about an actual champions competition that was just the champions. Why not? I know I'm saying this and it would massively financially fuck over Liverpool, but there should be something where the champions play the champions. It just seems strange that it isn't. Would you take Jardim, the ex-Monaco manager, when Klopp's time is up? No, Tony, I wouldn't. He did some good things there, and he was, he had his hands tied at times with some of the players that were sold out from under him, but there were some massive flaws in his system when I watched Monaco. They were good going forward, especially when they had the attacking talent that they had with Mbappe and stuff there, but I'd be interested to see where he goes and what he does next, and I'd judge him more from that and probably have a better view. I don't even want to think about when Klopp's time is up. Somebody mentioned it to me the other day and asked me who would I want, and I can't even put my brain into thinking about it. Robbie said, I don't actually remember the last time Mark Hughes lasted a full season at one club. Origi is getting the knock over Mane because Mane's foot injury. I'm an American and I don't watch American sports, said Frankie B. They refounded a club that gone out of existence when Germany was split up, said Brian. So there you are, a bit more information on Leipzig. Do you remember Lokomotiv Leipzig? I remember that. That name rings a bell. And not just because of Lokomotiv Moscow, but yeah, the name Lokomotiv Leipzig does ring a bell, but I'd be lying if I said I remember seeing them or remember anything about them. Paul Lee said, talking of corruption, does anybody else think that the referee when we played PSG was paid off the cheating bastard? He was giving yellow cards out like he was on a bonus. It was fucking shocking, Paul. We didn't get a sniff, mate. We didn't get anything. I said right in the middle of the game, there was an incident where who was pulled back? Was it Mane was pulled back? One of our players broke and the PSG player pulled him back by the shirt. Ref gave a free kick. Liverpool did the very same thing a few minutes later. Our player got booked. It was just double standards over and over again. It didn't affect any of the goals, so I'm not trying to say that PSG won because we were cheated. Nothing along those lines. But the referee was shit. He tried not to give the fucking penalty, as we've seen, until he was basically told stop being an idiot. He gave us 6 yellow cards compared to their 2. He was letting them time waste continuously. He was letting Neymar just roll around the ground. What else have we got? Verratti should have been sent off for his foul on Gomez. So yeah, I agree totally, Paul. He was shite. If it seems good business, we need a link up for talent, Craig. Send them all on to Liverpool. Oh, the right. Liverpool do have these. I want to say deals in place, but they do have partnerships in place with clubs around South America and Europe, I think, as well. And it's not just Liverpool. A lot of clubs have these partnerships or these academies that they set up. We should buy Lozano. Anybody heard if NASA have figured out how the fuck Tyson Fury got up in the 12th yet? I still haven't got a fucking clue, mate. I haven't got a clue. It looked like he was Sparko. I was worried for his health. That's how heavy that knockdown was. It kind of reminded me of the knockdown for David Price from Povetkin, if you remember that. He hit him and he was on the way down and he hit him again. Now, I'm not saying he hit him illegally because he didn't. He was just going backwards and then Fury caught him again. Or not Fury, Wilder, excuse me, caught him again with a left. And he looked completely gone to me. I don't know how he got up. I'll never know how he got up. But I will also never know how he didn't get given the win. That's disgusting. Absolutely fucking disgusting. It's turned me off ever watching or paying for a major fight in America again. Because I'm sick of it happening. It happened with Golovkin and Canelo twice. The second one was closer, but it happened twice. It's happened here with Wilder. He got protected as well. He clearly lost that fight. I'm not saying it hasn't happened in the UK. It has. But this was just ridiculous. This was as clear as day. As was the first Triple G Canelo fight for me as well. So do you think Jardine wouldn't be good defensively, maybe in the Premier League? As I said, Tony, I don't know enough about him, mate. I'd have to see how he gets on in his next job. I don't know. It's the honest answer, mate. I'd be lying if I told you I knew everything about the guy. Didn't we get Naby through that Red Bull system? Exactly through that system. And same with, well, technically we got Mane sort of through the same system, except he just went from Salzburg to Southampton and then Southampton to us. But yeah, Salzburg were the one who started off Naby as well, and Salzburg is where Naby and Mane got to know each other. Colin, buddy, talk to you soon, pal. I love Robertson helping out the food banks around Liverpool. What a top lad. He really is. He really, really is. And as I said the other night on the stream, red and blue, the amount of people that help out in Liverpool, and it happens at football clubs up and down the country, but I can only look about Liverpool here because that's all I really look into. The fans that collected all the games, the fans that, they said 25% or 20 or 25% of their donations come from collections of games. So that's brilliant. Red and blue. Well done to everybody concerned. It's disgusting, as I said the other night, that food banks are needed in the world, and I'm not having to go with England here. It's disgusting. It shouldn't be happening, but unfortunately it is happening, and why it's happening is a whole other conversation. But it again brings out the best in humanity to see people pulling together and try and help each other out. So well done to everybody involved. Well done to Everton, to Liverpool for raising the awareness, for Andy Robertson for going there and for being such a good lad, and for the people involved most of all. Could it be time up for Dyche? He only signed a new long-term deal last year, didn't he? That made him the highest paid person at the club. I think he gets paid more than any player, mate. So it would cost him a few quid to get rid of Dyche. PSG are cheats. Yes, oil pumping cheating bastards. Financially doping fuckers. We could go on and on and on, but let's try and keep it positive. PSG ref was a tip, but then Fury judges were so bad. It was disgusting. You can look, the 114 111, was it 114 111 or 114 112 that he got given, that he won? Grand. I had a 114 112, by the way, to Fury. That was my scorecard. The 115 111 was just beyond comprehension. I think he gave 5 of the first 6 rounds or something to Wilder. Now what fucking fight was he watching? What fight was he watching there? That was ridiculous. Everybody around the wing. Floyd Mayweather said it was robbery. Teddy Atlas, I mean, if you've seen Teddy Atlas's reaction to it, it was beautiful to see. It was so honest and so full of passion. Paulie Malignaggi, as much as I'm not really a fan of Paulie Malignaggi, he spoke about it and said it's absolute robbery as well. Lennox Lewis said he was expecting it before the fight because it happened to him. Time and time again we're seeing it happen, and something has to happen in that sport. I love that sport almost as much as I love football. I've been watching boxing since I can remember, since I was a tiny child. And you guys have heard me talking about it time and time again as well, about how much I love the sport. But to see it as it is now, if you don't go and knock somebody out when you're fighting away from home, you're running the risk. Fury, to be fair, in Germany, Fury got the decision against Klitschko that he clearly deserved. Clearly, but at least he got the decision. When I heard that was a split decision on Saturday night, I thought, alright, well, Fury's going to win with a split decision. That's ridiculous, but at least he's going to win. But as soon as I heard 113 for the first comment in the last one, I just fucking knew it was going to be a draw. And you know what? I hope there's no fucking rematch, because I hope Fury goes on and fights Anthony Joshua, because that's the bigger fight. The world knows that Fury won that fight. So the biggest fight out there now is Fury versus Joshua. Who you ever think he'll win that fight, that's up to you. But I don't think the rematch is necessary, because he knows he won it. Wilder has his belt. He'll lose it at some point when he fights Fury again. Or I think Joshua beats him, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people think Fury and Wilder are the two best heavyweights. I disagree. AJ is still inexperienced. He's still learning along the way. He doesn't have the same amateur pedigree that both those guys have, although AJ did fight in the amateurs. Not as long as some of them. Wilder came to the sport late enough. I think he was 14 or something. Or no, was he even older than that? Maybe 16 when he came to the sport. But for me, I think AJ beats Wilder, but I think Fury beats all of them, if I'm being brutally honest. Who would you rather keep at Liverpool, Trent or Gomez? Why do I need to play that game? They're both ours, and we're not losing either of them. So why don't we just say we're keeping them both and go from there? Why? It's a small example, Kirby, mate. I'm not having a go at you, but why go negative? Why do we look at the negatives and try and imagine us without somebody? Let's always look on the positive and look forward. Hope AJ fights Fury and gives us the fight that we all want, said the Revenue. Manchester City could face Champions League ban for next season, said Telegraph Football. They won't. They won't. We all know that they won't. They'll say all the right things now. They'll threaten them. They'll say they're looking into the finances. Everything will come out, blah, blah, blah. What will happen is they'll either get a small ban, which will be appealed, and they'll get away with it, or they'll get fined again. We all know that UEFA haven't got the balls to ban Manchester City. So let's see what happens. If I'm wrong, I'll be very happy to come on here and say I'm wrong. Who do you fancy if Fury fought Joshua? Fury. I think Fury beats them all. I think you probably wrote that, mate, before I posted it in. Tyson Fury is a proper beast. In the street, Wilder wouldn't stand a chance. You could see it when Fury just ripping his top off, mate. He doesn't give a fuck. Fury is a fighter. That's it. He's a fighter. They're all, like, I mean, I've nothing but respect for Deontay Wilder as well, by the way. I'm not trying to disparage Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder seems like a really good person, a family man, just trying to do his best in the world, make a few quid, raise his profile. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. And Deontay Wilder played his part in that fight. Everybody knows how dangerous he is. Deontay Wilder has the power to knock out anybody in that division. He is an awkward fighter, but he's still a little bit raw. He's a bit gangly. He takes a lot of risks, but the risks seem to pay off. So I'm not trying to disparage Wilder, because I like Deontay Wilder. What was one of the Olympics when the Russian beat the Irish lad? Total fucking con job. Oh, it was a disgrace. It was Michael Conlan who got robbed, and he swore after the fight that he was never fighting in the amateurs again because it was corrupt as fuck. Now, I'm not sure if many of you know this, but as things stand, boxing isn't been given the go-ahead for the next Olympics. They're saying that the sport might still be able to be there. The fighters will be able to fight, but they're not giving the governing body the entrance into the Olympics because they want it to be basically fucking torn apart and put back together, because they're not happy with who's running it. They're not happy with what's going on in the amateur sport. So the Olympics are basically saying, if needs be, they'll bring the boxers in themselves and sort out a tournament. But they're not happy with the amateur organisation at the minute. I don't want to say too much more about it because I only glanced at an article. But the amateur sport is a shambles in boxing, an absolute shambles. And the athletes and the fighters, the coaches, they deserve so much more. So much more. Sports is so corrupt at the moment because of TV rights. Money is ruining fucking sport. It's ridiculous. I think I said this to you guys before, that The Olympics are looking to bring in gaming, competitive gaming into the Olympics. Now, why are they looking to do this? And I'm not saying that competitive gaming isn't something that would get people to watch or something that's massively popular. It's huge, absolutely huge. But why do they want it in? Because they want to make money off it. Because they know that they can say to the top gamers in the world that are already making a fucking fortune, guys, come in here and you have a chance to go home with an Olympic gold medal. But while you're in here, you can't make a penny because it's an amateur thing, but we'll cream all the money off. We'll get loads of sponsors in. We'll use all your talent and we'll cash in on it, but you'll go home with your shiny Olympic medal, but we'll sit here with millions. That's why. That's the only fucking reason, because competitive gaming has exploded over the past few years and they want to cash in on it. Do they have food banks in Ireland? Stephen, I spoke about this the other night and I have to say I'm ignorant of it, mate. I don't know. I'm sure in the likes of Dublin City and other major cities there probably is something similar. I know the St. Vincent de Paul do food parcels here in Ireland, and a few other things, but I couldn't give you an honest answer because I'm almost ashamed to say I'm ignorant of the situation. Every time we played United when Fergie was manager, the ref, he was a fucker. Dyche on 70 grand a week. Mike Ashley in talks to sell Newcastle before the January window. I seen he was on Sky Sports News earlier on actually. Yeah, the club, the fans definitely deserve more. I mean, the Newcastle United fans have been through the ringer. They're blessed to have Rafa there, and they know it, and they love Rafa. But I have to say, I have a real soft spot for Newcastle United and their fans. They're a good bunch. 115, 111, said Cameron, which was the score to Wilder, but the other one was 114, 112, or 114, 111 to Fury. I think it was 114, 112. That's how I had it, by the way, as I said earlier on, to Fury. What's your thoughts on the Football Banter Show YouTube channel, Craig? The top lads, most of them are Liverpool fans. Would you ever collab? Don't know them, Tony, is my honest answer. So I can't comment on something I don't know about. And again, it's no disrespect. The only reason I don't know a lot of these is because I don't spend much time on YouTube outside of streaming. So, as I said, I haven't even watched Red Men stuff because I don't have the time. So it's no disrespect to any of them. I'm sure that they do great work. I just haven't had the time to spend much time looking at stuff. Fury has given 8 million to the homeless, which is, it's wonderful to see. You also seen an interview with Fury after the fight and how well he took the result. Well, he said that the reason he was so calm was because he knew if he kicked off in the ring that there was a chance that with the huge crowd he had over there and with people being on the beer all day, that there was a chance a riot could have kicked off, and he knew that he had to take it upon himself to calm the situation down in that split second, to calm the situation down, take it on the chin, nothing could be changed in the ring, and to go on and talk about it later on. Again, well done, Tyson Fury. Whatever you think about Tyson Fury, whatever you think about what he's done in the past, the man has been through a lot. The man has changed. The man he seems a different human. He's a wonderful fella now. He's done so much good. I heard his wife speaking after the fight as well, to Cook and Cassius, and you could see what she'd been through as well with regards to the fight. She spoke very well. She was so proud of her husband, as you'd expect. I just wish nothing but the best for the lad. It's great to hear that he's going to keep himself in shape now. He's going to have time off with the family at Christmas. He's going to look forward to his new baby coming. His wife Paris is pregnant. And then he looks to hopefully get back in the ring in March. So I wish nothing but the best for Tyson Fury. He's won me over. I'm absolutely a fan. I'm so proud of the guy. Not that I know him or have any reason to be proud of him, but he's doing so much good in the world now. So well done to him. Brian and Missy said really behind Hendo, but needs to step aside for VVD. Hendo without the armband, far better player. I want Newcastle to do better. They should spend a bit more and keep the fans happy. It's that fucker that's running the club. He just won't spend a shilling. On another note, it's Jones versus Gustafsson 2 on the 29th to the 12th. I take it at UFC. As I said, I'm an absolute Conor McGregor blow-in on UFC. I don't watch much else on it. Where else have we got? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with all your comments. Fury is a real man and one of us, so down to earth, said Brian. Yeah, he's a really, really top fella. He really fucking is. I know he's mouthy and all that, but he sells fights. He sells fights, and it's because of him that that fight had so much attention on it. He's some man, he said as well, he doesn't want to be a millionaire, billionaire. He just wants his message and story to go out to help. I think I said this to the other night on a stream, but I was watching something where they said that when Tyson Fury fought Pineda in Belfast, there was a fella hanging around the hotel. It was pestering and pestering, trying to get to Tyson Fury. Just kept pestering the staff, the hotel staff, his coaches. And eventually Tyson Fury came out to speak to the man, and it turns out, long story short, that the man had drove hours to get to speak to Tyson Fury because his life was falling apart. And Tyson Fury meant so much to him that he spoke about his story. And Tyson Fury sat down with the man, came up with a plan to try and help him out, talk him through stuff, and he went about his business. And I'm sure he stayed in touch with the man. But that's what you're talking about here. You're talking about a man, one of the baddest men on the planet, and by baddest I mean, toughest men on the planet, speaking openly and honestly about his battle with depression. If the fucking heavyweight champ of the world can speak openly about depression, we should all be able to speak about it, male or female. What a man Tyson Fury is. I'm sure the UK are proud of him. We're proud of him over here in Ireland because we claim a little bit of him, let's be honest, we do. He's a little bit Irish. Am I the only one who's shocked at Fury's age? No, you're not. You're not. When you think that Deontay Wilder was older than Fury by a few years, you are not the only one to think he's only 30. It's mad. 39 KOs for Brian Morrissey, absolutely. Now there's 2 fighters that he's faced that he hasn't KO'd, although he did KO your man the second time he fought him, Bermain Stavern. But he was so out of shape. The state of Bermain Stavern for that second fight. What's the point in City getting a ban? They get an easy group every year anyway. I like the look of Upamecano from Red Bull Leipzig, Craig. Do some research and tell me what you think. I've seen a tiny bit of him, Tony, but only enough to really know the name. That's about it. I hope the FA deduct some points off City. Again, they won't. They'll bottle it. Tyson Fury getting up should be an advert for Viagra. Look, I'm not going to come up with a reason how he got up. Everybody's trying to figure it out. I'm sure Tyson Fury tries to figure it out. I know he gives the credit to the man upstairs, but that's Tyson Fury's belief, and Tyson Fury is a very devout religious man. So if he believes that's what got him up, then who am I to argue? It's so cringe how City fans call their club Cité, like fuck off. It sounds mad posh. It should be just called Wannabe Liverpool Light, is what it should be called. Harry Wilson's a baller, Craig. What do you think? I think he's got a wand of a left foot, Damien. An absolute wand of a left foot. And I'm really interested to see what happens at the end of the season, what Klopp does with him. They would let Wilder loose. They want to make money on him versus Joshua. That's the thing. That is the thing. They want to protect their cash cow. The WBC, I don't want to say Shelley Finkel because I don't think Shelley Finkel has well, maybe. Lou DiBella was the promoter actually, wasn't he? Yeah, they wanted to protect their cash cow. Tyson Fury won the fight. We all know Tyson Fury won the fight. Okay, it's over 0-0-0 to drink alcohol-free beer. It's like, I don't know what the hell that's about, Lars, but best of luck. Commonwealth Games is just as bent, said Stephen. Where else have we got? If you could bring back a player from the 1990s to 2016, who would it be? Ooh, interesting. Barnes. Give me John Barnes, please. Because I think that's what we need now. Yeah, John Barnes, Ian Rush. Yeah, that will do me fine, thank you. But John Barnes. Oh, Barnes, imagine Barnesy in the 10. Oh, the trouble he could cause. I see Wilder as Theo Walcott. Wilder's just an exceptional athlete that learned how to be a boxer. Walcott was just an athlete that chose football. Neither are naturals. I suppose that's maybe a fair comparison. I think maybe Deontay Wilder would admit that because he was good at a few sports, basketball, football, but he chose boxing as his path, and we can't say he didn't choose the right one. He's fucking champion of the world. Agenda is the only channel. Thank you, Stephen. I'm one of these people though that believes you can't really call yourself the champ unless you're the unified, undisputed champion. And there should only be one fucking champion. There really should, of any division. All these governing bodies and the 3 and 4 belts, it's all nonsense as far as I'm concerned. There should be one champion in every weight division. In other words, like, how can you say you're the best? Unless you hold all the marbles, you can't say you're the best. Is it true that he wants to join? I think you're talking about Pulisic. Just to quickly go back over that one. So Chelsea have made contact with Borussia Dortmund because they want to sign Christian Pulisic. They've been told that the figure is around £70 million. Pulisic's contract runs out in 18 months or so. But Pulisic has let it be known that Liverpool are his first choice and that he wants to go and play under Jurgen Klopp. But that's not to say if Liverpool don't match Chelsea's offer or Liverpool don't come in for him that he won't go to Chelsea. Maybe he will. But all I can really say from what I've read is that it seems Chelsea have touched base with Borussia Dortmund and he's let it be known that Liverpool will be his first choice. Did I ever pick up the Copenhagen third kit? I didn't even look into it, Stephen. I got those runners instead, mate, the New Balance ones, and I haven't looked into the Copenhagen one yet. Maybe after Christmas. I need to get some more money together, buddy, because like everybody else, Christmas is coming and the goose ain't getting fat. Oh, on that one actually, while we're talking about money, I nearly forgot about it. I've posted the link in for the Ko-fi again. If anybody wants to donate, it's there at the bottom. Fury outbox Wilder and Wilder outbox Fury. Lofa, late greetings, chaps. Did you see Lofa about the, was it a, what paper was it in again? That maybe your club might be facing some type of trouble? Or a Champions League ban or something, pal? I just seen Ferno posted in earlier on. Was it The Guardian, maybe? Shaqiri's celebration was class, throwing his jacket down, then grabbing on Salah and Firmino to join in. I love seeing players celebrating. It's great. Bring it back to LFC. What do you think would be the best boxer in our squad? Origi, Van Dijk. Origi or Van Dijk, I'd say, actually. Two really big fellas, long reach, good athletes. Yeah, either one of those two probably. Although if I'm looking at who could pack on muscle in that squad and go up a weight division or two, Gomez would be a unit as well. He'd be a good athlete. Allison's no shrinking violet. There's a few in there that could probably be good at. How are you full fat? Oh, sorry, low fat. I was thinking you were talking to me there. Can't wait to see Keita score his first goal. I love Keita. Love him so much. He's going to be massive. It was the Telegraph. Thank you, Revenue. UEFA won't ban City or PSG. It's bad PR for their shit competition. I agree. They don't have the bottle to do it, mate. That's all I have to say on it. I just don't think they have the bottle to ban them. Did you see the new Origi song? Was it the Origi one I heard? No, I heard the new Firmino song. And I don't like it. If I'm being honest, I don't like it. I know John Barnes and all that, but if it's up to 2016, I'd have to pick Alonso. We all know this. Stop thinking about other players and realise the answer is always Alonso. He said, look, Xabi Alonso was exceptional, but just Barnes, John Barnes, Figure. Oh, I think he'd do damage in this team. Genie, a little Mike Tyson. Shaqiri as well. I mean, Shaqiri, if you could get him down to the lower weight divisions, he could be a little tank. Right, guys, is there anything else? Let me just check my list before we finish up tonight. Tonight's stream has absolutely flown by. Done that one. Oh, yeah, quickly. I'm sure you guys have seen this as well, but Virgil van Dijk has won the Premier League Player of the Month award. Very much deserved. He's been a vital part of this Liverpool defence that have only conceded 5 goals in 14 games. So congratulations to Virgil van Dijk on winning that award. We spoke about it the other night. We said that you could go and vote on it, and it seems that Reds did go and vote, as they always do, in the thousands. And Virgil van Dijk was the November Player of the Month. So well done to him. Absolutely deserved. Right, guys, as I said, I think I'm going to leave it there. I can't even speak. I'm that tired. I think I'm going to leave it there. The Ko-fi link is in there as well if anybody wants to click on it. As I said before, it's done in cans of Diet Chav. They're €3 each, and everything goes towards new equipment. So that's there if you want to do that. Be back tomorrow and we'll have a proper look ahead to the game against Burnley on Wednesday. I can't believe that game's coming up so quick, by the way. How great is that? So we'll have a chat about the Burnley game as well, whatever other news comes up tomorrow. Until then, guys, thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream, please, guys. It only takes a sec. And other than that, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Love each and every one of you. Look after your families and up the motherfucking Reds.